Good morning, YouTube. How we all doing? I know it's been a while since I've made my last update. We've been very busy. We've had vacation going on and summer things, but in the meantime, I have been working on the layout. We've got a lot of stuff completed, and everything is really doing very well. We have some new additions to the layout. We went to a store in Knoxville, a brick and mortar store, and they had a lot of stuff, and these three little guys that are getting ready to come into the scene here, the Santa Fe and the Florida, are Cottos. We picked them up there with some DCC boards from Digitrax. We popped those in, and they've been broke in, and they're doing so good. Cotto just runs well. Now, is it perfect? No, but I did not put soundboards in them. Not every locomotive needs to have sound, but in the meantime, let's get into the little details that we've added. We picked this little semi-trailer up. I think I got it for like $4 at the store. If you're buying any of these trailers, it's not a very highly detailed trailer, but you know, I don't need everything to be exceptionally detailed. There are some things I like. Obviously, the locomotives, you want as much detail as you can get. We also picked up these from Bachman, the flat cars. They're triple axle, and to be honest with you, they are cheap. They don't have body mounted couplers, and they do not like to, they'll pull forward decent, but they tend to derail a little bit more than usual. These flat cars from Bachman, pardon me, are the little bit more expensive one. I've had them 2 years, and I haven't had one issue with them. So it just depends on, you know, a $20 one versus a $35 to $40 one. I'm not saying Bachman is the best, but they do, as far as the rolling stock, they do pull well. They've got a decent weight. This one from Micro Chains, I got that over Christmas. It pulls well too, and it's got a lot of weight because it has a light where it lights up and stuff like that, and it does really well too. There's not a whole lot that I've done on this side over here, so let's get you over to the other side and look at some of the other details. Okay, we're on this side now. We still haven't done a whole lot over here. We've finished up a lot of ballast and stuff. We will talk about this guy here in just a second. I went ahead and added in, that's a Camaro. We've got a trailer. I think we're gonna get a figure there, and I'm gonna name him Bobby. I'd like to try to find him with a mullet. No offense to anybody. But I'm gonna build a trailer park in this area. And right along here, I'm gonna create a baseball field with kids playing. We're gonna put in a fence. I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but I really think putting a ballpark here, putting some fencing in, maybe some trees on this side by the gravel pit here. That is just lights. I do not have it wired up yet. I'm waiting to get the other two trailers. I love the detail on it. Let's see if we can focus in on it a little bit better. Sorry about that. It is so detailed. The little thing laying right there beside it is the water spigot. So I've just got it sitting there. I know you can kind of lose things like that, but I just need it right there because I'm afraid I'll lose it somewhere else. I added some figures in. Oh, also from the store, I got these little railroad signals. They're so small, so fragile. Is it the right location? Probably not. It is what it is. I just like it there. I've got to finish the wood over there and put another sign, but I've added stuff like Bigfoot. Really tiny, really hard to see, but when the lightning goes off in the background, you can see his silhouette. Also picked up from Midwest Models, the DeLorean from Back to the Future. It is not painted, obviously. Let's see if I get him here, get him closer for you, get some details. Come on, focus. But it's got all the Back to the Future stuff on there, the DeLorean stuff. I think what we're going to do is I have a pretty good idea. We are going to, I'm going to try to make some flames, like it's doing 88 miles an hour. We'll try to do that. See, I mean, it's worth a shot. A couple other little details I've added is, I know this might not be appropriate, but Susan here, that's her name, I'm giving her. She, yeah, she's doing her business right there. So, I like adding the little things in there. A little bit of realism. I mean, you never know, somebody is by the train depot, has to go out in the woods. You never know. Anyway, let's move on. We've got this couple watching the big boy go by. I would down by the local tracks. We don't even care what they're doing. So we just come over this side. This thing. So it's got a board for it, and it's supposed to alternate the lights. And I've tried the settings, and to be honest with you, this is one of those cheap things I picked up. I don't know if the voltage is too high, but I've tried to adjust it. It's not doing what it's supposed to be doing. But the cool thing is it lets me let track powers on. So, I mean, it is what it is. We'll get some good signals for this and make it better. Next thing is we've got a house. We've got Dad coming home on the porch. I think I've said this in the last video. We've got the sun jumping off the porch. We got Mom yelling at the kids to stay away from the tracks. This little area is kind of neat. We got the ice cream truck with the kids. We got people parking, walking up the hill to go to church service. So we've got a lot of little stuff done, and it just takes time. I was, to be honest with you, I was stressing when I ripped this all apart, and try to get the details right and everything right. And you got to massage the track, make it, test, and then even after that, you put your ballast down, and then you put too much ballast over the track here, or you got glue and this and that, so you got to work all that out, and it just takes time. You just got to roll with the process. Now to the ocean scene. We have added, I think I may have said this in the last video, we added the shark. We've got, sorry about that, we got an octopus over there down at the bottom. We've got a killer whale. We've got a humpback whale. And I think what I'm going to do is all the blue paint that you see, I think I'm going to cover all that with a really fine sand. I'm going to go back over this sand and just kind of fill it in so it looks more like the ocean bottom. Onto the next detail we've added, we got this, picked this little radio tower up from Midwest Models. It was cheap. I think it was like 15 or 20 bucks, but it came pre-painted. So I got to do my down wires and stuff like that. You know, so this is the little updates we got. It's come along so well, and it just takes time. You get in a rush and get in a hurry, then that's when you run into problems, is what I've been finding out. So one little piece at a time. I think what we're gonna do here is I'm gonna create a dam back there. Some sort of a dam, some kind of a wall. I've got the abutments from that I ordered too much. I'm gonna see if I can't modify them because they have that brick look to them, kind of like a wall wood. So the texture of it is what I'm after. But I'm gonna fill all this in, probably dam this little area up and paint all down in there and make a lake. Reason being is I got a tent set up for campers. I also have a dock with fishing and stuff like that. I think that'd be a neat little lake area to put in, and before that's where the track went down and came back around. But it's just been one of those little parts of the scene that I just feel like I can do a little bit better with that. Also, we have Robert. Again, he's doing his business. He's out camping. You gotta do what you gotta do. Not too many other things. You guys have kind of seen this, but this is pretty close to the finished product of what we got. Got more than railroad signs. Super small. They're super small. Very fragile. Yeah, so that's the layout. We've got it now. We've got it going. Everything's very, very happy and doing well. So what we'll do is we'll get on to the new big edition, which would be the Challenger. So let me bring you over there. Okay, now that we're over here, this is the Broadway Limited Challenger number 3977. I just got him yesterday. We did the run time to break in the motor and stuff like that, but I still feel like with these steam locomotives, first off, underneath the wheels, I flipped it over on my foam pad and it was just full of grease. After they sit in the box so long, they tend to drip all the oil out, and I didn't want that on my track, so I flipped it over and cleaned all the excess oil and stuff. I've got some new I've got oil for it, but I want to put a little bit on these little moving parts. They look a little dry, so I'm not running him too much. The stuff's coming. I've got oil, but my little container busted open, the little needle part. So when I get that out, I'll just put a very, very small dab on some of these parts, not all of them, and just make sure it doesn't get on the track. But this thing is absolutely beautiful locomotive. The paint scheme is really cool. The details are really good. It does do smoke. I've got that coming too. So I mean, this isn't like a full review. I'm just showing you this locomotive because there's not a whole lot on there. There's not a whole lot on YouTube where people talk about it. You know, you have some channels that go over some of it, but if you're wondering on buying this locomotive, I would say Broadway Limited does a pretty good job with their steam locomotives. I've had some issues with other ones, but for the most part, Broadway has been pretty decent for me. Now, just like my Kato Big Boy, I feel that these things just need, everything's new. All these parts are new, haven't wore in, and you tend to get some derailments in random spots. Could that be some of the track? Probably. But the Big Boy, I really don't have any issues with anymore since I just let him run. And it's super smooth now. So that being said, this one is doing well right now. I've had a couple of things. I've had, there's a little part that rides in a, where the piston goes, it rides in a plastic slot. That had come out, whether it's in a box or that way, but I heard this clicking noise. So I took it back off the layout, put it on the foam, and then just really went over it with a magnifying glass, and I found that little part. I put that back in, so now I have less issues. I think it's just a really very, very good model. It's got all the grab rails, ladders. It has the reverse light. The cab, it lights up. Broadway Limited does a lot of that. So when it's under, I think it's 5 miles an hour or something like that, the cab comes on. The sound is really awesome. The whistle is awesome. It's just a different locomotive than Big Boy, even though like this is the predecessor, but it's still a real cool model. So without further ado, let's turn this thing on and we'll do a full startup for you. I'm going to move you over just a little bit so you can see the headlight. Okay. Now, you can see it. You watch right there. When you turn the lights on, the dynamo kicks in, then the light does. Hopefully you'll be able to see this. There it is. So, there's your bell. Whistle. Okay, there was a run, guys. The one thing I didn't like about this versus the Kato was how when you pick up the speed, the sound just feels a little bit different. It did the chugs, and I haven't figured it out, and that might be a problem that I have caused. I did have to adjust some CVs in there. I think it was the acceleration voltage was off a little bit, and then the max voltage was off, and I still haven't got it figured out because I have to turn this thing up to like 40% throttle for it to even come close to the big boy. And I've looked at the numbers, and I realize that's a Tsunami decoder. This is a different decoder in this one. So I mean, I'm just gonna have to play with the values and get it a little bit better. But all in all, I'm pretty pleased with it. It's just a really cool model. I can't wait to get the smoke, and maybe we'll show you guys that. But so that's the update for today. When we have anything new happen, like pouring the resin or get some things painted, we'll bring you guys in. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you guys have a great weekend.